A long time ago, one of my mentors told me that real estate is generational, and it clicked with me at that time. And so, right now, in the landscape of the real estate market that we're experiencing, the generational side of real estate is really rearing its ugly head, for lack of a better. So, let's talk about the generations, right? So, what are the generations that are out there right now that own real estate, right? You've got the boomers and still some of the silent generation. You have Gen X, you have the millennials, and you now have Gen Z entering into the market. And so if you think about that like a circle of life, so to speak, right? We need the first time home buyers. Who are they? They're primarily now they're Gen Z and still some of the millennials. They are entering into the market and they want to buy that first time home buyer. They want to be a first time home buyer, but for various and sundry reasons, whether it's the economy, job market, savings, debt, etc., or currently right now interest rates, they may be okay with even the interest rates, but now you have the second layer of the real estate generational circle, which are the people who own their first homes and would like to upgrade. And they're the ones that are super challenged right now because many of them have a very attractive interest rate. There is a statistic floating around that currently most homeowners either have under a 4% interest rate or no mortgage at all. So the thought of then doubling their interest rate becomes very difficult. So then there's not as much inventory or available housing for that first time home buyer to be able to take advantage of. Now, let's talk about that first time home seller. That first time home seller, that's what we call the move up buyer. And what they want to do is they want to then buy their forever home. And that forever home is going to be currently occupied by, you guessed it, either now Gen X a little bit, that's me, or the boomers and or the silent generation. And the thing is, we're all sitting with low interest rates. And many of us, you have, let's skip to the boomer and the silent generation part. I'm a firm belief that we are, as a society, grossly inadequately prepared to help our aging population. And so you have the boomers and the silent generation that may be still living in their big home and they're not interested in leaving. Why? How many times have you heard an older person say they're going to carry me out in a pine box, right? Well, it's true because the options are very unattractive to many older people, particularly now as Gen X is entering into that retirement phase and we're starting to see some of us become empty nesters. And we don't want to go to an assisted living home or a retirement community. We don't want that. And so the options are stay where we are or potentially downsize. And if we're downsizing, then you know what we're buying? We're buying the same home that the first time home buyers are buying. And so when we're doing that, then we're chewing up the inventory that those first time home buyers can buy. So as you can see, real estate is generational. And without a full flow of the generations moving as they should, there is a clog in the market with available homes to purchase or sell. Now, you may be watching this from an area where there is plenty of inventory, in which case, then that means then there is somebody that has been moving and there's not enough buyers. Now, in a separate video, I'm going to do about what sellers want right now and how you should write the offer. But for now, just remember that real estate is a cycle of life and it is generational, and you need all the generations in order to have that wheel of life turn. Thanks for watching.